Hello, hey, welcome to Tyler with the K. I haven't said that in so long because the videos that have been released, I hadn't filmed them in so long. I I filmed a lot of videos before this point, way before this point. I've just been uploading them weekly because I have a lot. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Let's focus. Let's focus. Today we are talking about 9 books that you probably haven't heard of that I think you should read. Apparently, last week, today, was World Book Day. I found that out, and I wanted to release this video for that week, but I already had a video, so it's this week instead. 9 books. I've mentioned all of them. I don't have any physical copies with me right now. Have I mentioned all of them? Maybe not. I've mentioned most of them. No order. I basically just looked at my notes about filled with all the books that I've read in the last few years, 2024, 23, 22, and found books that I don't think are very popular that I really enjoyed. So let's get started. The first one is Tell Me How to Be. I read this twice last year, twice at the beginning, or sorry, at the end of the year, as well as like in, I don't know, March, April, sometime around there. It's just a really good book. I have a lot of similarities with, I guess, the main character. Um, Basically, his mother is moving away from his childhood home, and I recently kind of did that. We moved, my family moved. He's interested in writing music and producing it, which I am as well. He has an older sibling, which I do as well. Just really cool. I don't read that many books that talk about music, so this is one that I really did enjoy. Next is The Plot by Jean Humph Corlitz. This is also a book that I really enjoy. Obviously, it's on this list. I don't know why I said that. But I also read this last year for the second time in anticipation of the sequel called The Sequel coming out. And this is about a college professor that steals one of his students' book ideas, novel ideas. It's really good. Really recommend it. You might as well just read them in succession. That's what I did in anticipation. I just read the plot, then I read the sequel. So good. Um, and yeah, just like one of those ideas. I love the plot of this book so much. All right, then is Legacy by Dr. Uche Blackstock, and this is kind of a memoir, kind of a nonfiction about her experience being a doctor, a black woman doctor in the field of medicine. Obviously, she and her twin sister and her mother actually became the first, I think, black mother-daughter duo or trio, I guess, because there are 3 of them, to graduate from Harvard Medical School. And it just talks about her experience in the medical field and different aspects of it, from like urgent care to the surgery center, I'm pretty sure. It's just very interesting, hearing like a firsthand account from someone inside the field themselves. As you may know, black maternal health and black people in America, their health aren't prioritized or seen in the same way inside offices, often in hospitals, as other people. And it's just really, I'm out of practice. It just was really interesting. Then we have Indivisible by Daniel Aleman. I read this earlier this year. It was one of the first books that I read. Um, this is a book that I bought a very long time ago, and I finally got to it. It is about a person living in New York who wants to be an actor, which is pretty cool. I'm also kind of interested in theater, and I don't. I think it says it in the blurb on the back, but basically his parents are actually detained and taken by ICE. So it's topical. It's definitely topical, and I hadn't heard about that. I had heard of it, but I hadn't read a book with that perspective and like the impact of that on like the children of people that are detained. It's heartbreaking. It is. But we just follow him, and that's not like the only thing going on in his life. He has like a love life, school, like the responsibility that he has to get after his parents are detained, because he has a younger sister. It just very, it was a very engaging book. I finished it in just a few days, and I think again it's very current, the subject material. Okay, then we have This Book Won't Make You Happy by Nero Feliciano. I actually know this author. I've met her in person. That's pretty cool. But it's kind of like it's a self-help book about how happiness is a fraud, is a hoax, is not an actual thing. I mean, it is, but like it's not. It's we prioritize it. We think it's more important than it actually is. And she gives us tips about how to find contentment in your life other than happiness. And this is potentially, I could say, life-changing because it changed my life. So if that means anything to you, yeah, definitely going to be one of my favorite books of this year, and we're only on the fourth month, almost the fifth, but yes. Then Nickel and Dimes by Barbara Ehrenreich. This is a journalist that goes kind of undercover, and becomes like a minimum wage worker. Very short book. You can read it in like a day or two. But yeah, she just wanted to get a firsthand experience into what it means to be a minimum wage worker. This kind of reminded me vaguely of Made, the Netflix TV show, which I watched recently, and it was good, very well acted, made me cry a whole bunch of times. But yeah, she is like a maid in this book, a housemaid, at a point as one of her jobs, and just like how society treats minimum wage workers is like wild. Like service workers generally, she works at a Walmart and a diner and a as a maid, and one other thing maybe. But as I said, it's very quick. And I just think it's important to know about all experiences that someone can have. Not even in America, although I've been reading a lot of books set in America, but just generally, like reading a perspective outside of your own is why I read, honestly. And this is just something that I had never really had read about. So yeah, similar to Indivisible. Another book I just finished 2 days ago, The Three Mothers by Anna Malika Tubbs. Really good. This talks about the mothers of Malcolm X, James Baldwin, and Martin Luther King Jr., and how the way that they mothered those three people, quote, shaped a nation. That's like the subtitle of the book. But yeah, it was quick. There isn't, unfortunately, a lot of information about them just available to the public. So I really wish there were more books about them. I hope there are. But this gave a good a good start point to the into their lives. It's just very interesting. Like everyone comes from someone else, and it's endlessly fascinating to me how one's upbringing impacts their mindsets and current actions. So, yeah, that is one. And I shortly after reading that book, got this book from my school library, Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin, which I wanted to read for a very long time. So it's due in like October, so after summer break. So maybe I'll just bring it home with me and try to read it there. I don't think it's that long, so yeah, I'm gonna read everything James Baldwin wrote at this point. Two more books. And then we have How to Be Perfect by Michael Shore. That name may sound familiar because he is the creator of the TV shows Parks and Recreation and The Good Place. He wrote for SNL. I think he's the comedy guy, but this focuses on just different philosophical schools of thought. This book definitely prepared me for a class that I'm actually currently taking called environmental philosophy. a lot. But yeah, just really cool. The audiobook is actually read by different actors from The Good Place, because if you don't know, The Good Place is a lot about philosophy, and there's like a point system in order to get into the good place in the show. So um, yeah, it was really good. Um, very, very informational. Before my like nonfiction like reinsurgence starting this year, you can watch a video about that, which is out now. This was one of the few nonfiction books that like I thoroughly enjoyed. I read it with my mom, and it was really cool, very interesting and informational. Then we have A Heart and a Body in the World. This is the last one. Deb Coletti is the author. Um, it's been a little bit since I read this book, but I read it twice and I really liked it both times. It's set in, it follows a high school girl named Annabelle, I think, and she's running towards something that we don't know. We don't know what it is at the beginning of the book, and they're like flashbacks. Um, I don't, I don't really know how to describe this book, but I do really, really like it. Another book that like I really relate to the main character, um, even to like her little idiosyncrasies. She does the thing that I do sometimes, where like you put your thumb to your different fingers like that. Representation can look like anything these days. So yeah, those are 9 books. Tell Me How to Be, The Plot, The Legacy, Indivisible, This Book Will Make You Happy, Nickel and Dimes, The Three Mothers, How to Be Perfect, and A Heart and a Body in the World that I think you should read. They were all very good, and I'd be up for honestly rereading any of them. Although in actuality, I'm most likely to reread This Book Will Make You Happy the most. Even though it won't make me happy. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. This might be the final time you see me in my dorm room, as in this wall, because I haven't shown you it and I don't plan on it. But yeah, we have 2 more weeks of school. Next week are finals, and then I'm out of here. So I hope you like this wall, as you wouldn't be seeing it very soon. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you very soon. Hopefully in the next chapter. Let me get until 13 minutes just for a good round number. Yeah, I'm so excited to have more time to read, to do nothing but reading basically over the summer. So excited. Okay, bye.